All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, folks, wherever you're tuning in from. Thanks for joining us for this announcement of the 2021 VirtualML.NET Hackathon. I am one of the co-organizers of this event, Luis Quintanilla, and I will let some of my fellow co-organizers introduce themselves as well. We're unfortunately missing Arafat here, who helped us as well. Yeah, we're extremely grateful for him. So, JK, do you want to start?
Hi everyone, I'm JK. I'm from down under Australia, Brisbane. I'm a Microsoft AI MVP, and I really love doing AI in free time to solve some of my problems with IoT, like trying to figure out in what power states my devices are so I can turn them off automatically based on my usage of those devices.
Cool. John, do you want to go next?
Yep, John Wood here, and another community member here with the ML.net, and occasional YouTube creator with ML.net stuff and other Azure AI technologies.
Also been doing a ton of extensive work in our docs, so extremely grateful for that as well. So yeah. And last but not least, Bree.
Hi, I'm Bree. I'm the PM for ML.NET at Microsoft. And I'm glad that I can make it to this one because I couldn't make it to the kickoff.
Yeah, happy to have you. All right, so it's Friday, so we're going to make this fairly quickly for you folks. Give you a bit of an agenda of what we're going to be going over. We're just going to, first and foremost, thank everyone who participated in this. We had a lot of really awesome ideas. And more importantly, really, really amazing submissions. So we really like, we were really impressed with everything that was submitted. And again, this would not have been possible without, all the folks who spent the time and actually participated in this. Let me share my screen here to sort of get started. First, we're going to sort of go over the rules and, go over sort of what we were looking for. And then we're going to dive into the individual submissions, talk through them, and finally we're going to go ahead and announce the winner. So let me go ahead and pull up my screen here, and I think that's the right one. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So in terms of the rules, the things that we were looking for, the deadline was this Wednesday. We spent some time looking over the submissions, and we went ahead and selected one of the top projects. Again, what we were looking for was it had to be a new project, so it wasn't something that you were really working on beforehand. It had to use ML.NET in some sort of way inside of the project, right? It didn't have to be exclusively ML.NET, but if there was some sort of, some way that ML.NET played a part in that, that was something that we were looking for as well. And in terms of deliverables, we were looking for a 1 to 3 minute video showcasing the solution. Now, in terms of the video, it really would have helped us to understand sort of, where you were and helped us understand what your project was about. Now, the README and the description certainly help with that, but having the visuals and trying to see your application running and what parts you got, were working and sort of the general idea really helped there. And we were also looking for some source code, of your application that you built. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and go over some of the submissions that we had here. So let me go back to this top level folder, take a look at the submissions, and let's kick it off with this Jim Rogue One. Let's see, Jim Rogue One project. JK, I think you're going to be walking us through this project here.
Yeah, so this one is interesting because what it has going on behind the scenes is it uses PyTorch OpenAI Gym with reinforced learning. And then once the model is generated, it's been used by ML.NET. And what they used is an existing example for mass learning from Gym.Dot. As far as we get, we haven't got the video, so we're trying to figure out based on reading the PowerPoint and looking up the source code. And what I have seen is they develop two parts. One is the, I believe it's a Unity project where they actually run the application and they have the rocket landing. but that application is then communicating to a server that is running ML.NET. So it's a nice two different applications, one that is calculating how the rocket should be landing, and the other one, it renders the rocket. At the end, if you scroll all the way to down, you can actually see the rocket landing. So I think that is a really interesting use case for how to get reinforced learning into ML.NET. And they have done some PowerPoint detailing a little bit on how they achieve that. But it would be great if they would have created a video so they could talk about a little bit more in detail what they have done, because I think this is a really interesting project. And I would be much more interested in what it involved into getting it working, what part of ML.NET they had to leverage to get it running. I was looking a little bit into code, and it really looks like an interesting thing to look at for other scenarios where you could do reinforced learning and how you could use that in other projects. Luis, you're unmuted.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I agree. This is a really interesting project. Just using reinforcement learning. Right now, ML.NET is looking to do deep learning, right? That's part of the roadmap and the plan. And reinforcement learning is also is sort of on its own, but it's all at the same time related, right? And the fact that this team used PyTorch and they used other frameworks and proved the viability that you could do reinforcement learning in ML.NET, I think it's really impressive.
Yeah, and I think they started with the Unity agent, but then they decided that they actually want to do a little bit more custom work, which is why they went this direction and use ML.NET opposed to Unity agent, which is a very interesting concept, because Unity agent, I don't think you can use it outside of Unity, whereas ML.NET you can. So it goes beyond Unity 3D engine, which is really awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, thank you to the Jim Rogue One team for this submission. Again, really impressive what you've done here, showing again that viability that you can do reinforcement learning with ML.NET. Let's see here. Okay, let me move on to the team Infra Classify here. So Sam here went ahead and created this project. And from my understanding, what this project does is it allows you to classify different, let me see, go into the source code here. I believe that it's intended to classify different pieces of infrastructure based on images, right? So is this a road? Is this a railway? Is this bridges? So I think that this is a really interesting scenario. For example, for like inspections, right? Instead of sending people out to do inspections, are there cracks on the road? Are there, is, I don't know, a telephone pole or an electric pole down or whatever, right? So I think this could be really useful, in the real world. So great job, Sam. Let me go ahead and put on, so this one does have a video. And let me go ahead and make sure that my audio is on, and we'll just let Sam sort of, explain it for himself.
Hi, I'm Sam. This is my submission to the virtual ML.NET Hackathon. My project was Infra Classify. I built a model using the image classification workflow built in Visual Studio to train my model, and I ended up creating some ASP.NET Core functionality to access those prediction logic. For the project, I pretended that this was an upstart company looking to increase your capabilities in classifying your images using this model. I have it here running. You can also get it from my GitHub. You go to web app, choose file. Then I'm going to upload it to the prediction engine, and it should pop up with the picture and the classification, which is roads with a prediction probability of 99. And that is all I have to say. Thank you.
You muted again, Luis.
Sorry about that. Yeah, multitasking. Try not to let the ad play here. But anyway, thanks a lot, Sam, for that submission and explaining it to us. Again, really nice job. Great project. But now let's move on to the last submission that we have here. Let me go to submissions, and that's Deo's submission. John, do you want to go over this submission here?
Yep. So this is not so much of a project, but more of kind of a tooling to help you do some more, I guess, learning some ML.NET. So if you've seen some scikit-learn or Keras, TensorFlow, they have like some built-in data sets that you can kind of just call a method and you get the data. It'll download it for you and all that. And that's kind of what Deo did here to do something with like that in ML.NET. And so he has a sample right there. He used a Fruit 360 data set, which I'm not real familiar with, but he made it real easy. You just create a class and specify if you want the training or test data, and then you just have the data right there.
And I think that this is Deo. I don't believe Deo had worked with this before. I think PyTorch or ML.NET or any of these components. So it's really impressive to see. Again, I think last year there was sort of the same idea where we had somebody who had never worked with ML.NET before and had a really impressive project as well. So really cool to see here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I think that brings us to our all of our submissions. We went through them, and again, just a reminder, the deliverables that we were looking for was video, code to explain and help us visualize sort of the project itself. And again, if we misrepresented any of the things for those projects that that there wasn't really a video, if we misrepresented that, again, we'd be happy to correct that and let us know if we got something wrong. So with that, the winner of this year's hackathon is going to be Infra Classify. So yay! I don't have a soundboard here, but I can't. So I can't have the clapping sounds. But
I was hoping you would do a drum roll, but it's fine.
Oh, I just went out with it. There we go. All right, let's do another take. We'll cut it out of the video. Yeah. So congratulations, Sam, from Infra Classify. We are going to be in touch, and to sort of follow up with you. And again, thank you to everyone who participated this year. We actually look forward to hopefully, like, this is just a step, just one step in sort of a larger project maybe later on down the road. This reinforcement learning project. I'm really excited to see what's gonna sort of how you continue to evolve this project. Same thing with Deo's project with the torch loader, right? The data set loader. That's incredibly useful. So I do look forward as well to that project to see how you can continue to evolve that. So yeah, and again, keep the conversation going in the Discord, right? So the virtual ML.NET Discord. Keep it going there, and we'd be happy to help if you have any questions, feedback, whatever it may be. We'd be happy to chat.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention for all three of the submissions, we'd love to have you on the community stand-up to showcase what you've been working on. Not sure which one that'll be just because the holidays are coming up, and I know those can be pretty crazy. So probably in January. Either we can have you all three at the same time, or if you all need more time, we can spread them out. But we'd love to have all three teams on to talk about their project, and even by January, maybe you will have made more progress on the projects. So yeah, so that's hopefully we'll reach out to all of you to hopefully get to you scheduled if you all are interested to show off the projects, because they are really, really awesome. I know last year we put them in the community samples as well in the GitHub repo. And I know some of you, there were also a few other projects that people were working on, right, that they just didn't get to the submission phase, which were pretty cool.
Yep, they're actually all here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can see the titles of them. So hopefully that the people who are working on those will continue to work on them as well, even though they didn't end up submitting them. We know it's hard to do all this in a week and then come up with kind of a final video or project. But yeah, thank you all for these awesome ideas. I think they were really, all of them were really cool. Like, I really enjoyed reading about all of them, and I really, really hope you can all continue working on them. I know I saw some chatter in the main repos as well, starting to talk about reinforcement learning specifically. There might have been other things. So those will help drive kind of our roadmap and things. So, and you all can help implement them as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so with that, again, we'll be in touch with some of the folks that made the submissions. Again, just because we like to just stay connected, but also to try to schedule you on the stand up, right? But again, I mentioned that it is Friday. Well, some of us are living in the future. It is Saturday for some of us. So don't want to take up any more of your time, folks. Again, thanks so much for participating. Thank you to all the co-organizers who helped put this together as well. And we are looking forward to seeing you next year. Well, actually, maybe 6 months in the next conference. So until then, take care. Happy holidays, and we'll chat soon. Bye, folks.
See you, everyone.
Yep. Later.